Hello, awesome people. Hey, Rachel, so good to have you join me, and I'm delighted to join you today. People, today we are going to just be having conversation. Rachel, would you like to share with the audience how we got here?
Yes, hi Janine. It's so great talking with you. Yeah, we connected, I think, on LinkedIn several years ago. I think it was about
Mhm.
2020 or 2021. It was quite a while ago. And then from there, we've just had monthly meetings with each other because we inspire each other. And we were both feeling a little bit stuck recently. So we said, hey, look, we've never actually had a session together. We've never actually worked together. We've talked, but we've never actually, helped each other in that way. So we decided to do that. And here we are today talking about it. So would you like me to introduce myself and then you can introduce yourself? Would that be a good
That would be
idea?
great. That would be great.
Okay, so I'm Rachel Claire Farnsworth. I'm Wellness with Rachel, and I specialise in releasing anxiety, autoimmune disease, and alcohol dependency without countless sessions. And it's just incredible how quickly our subconscious minds are able to let go of stuff when we work with them, healing at the root. And that is what I'm really passionate about. So
And
would you
very
like
good at.
Yes, I love it. I mean, if I can, as I help my daughter overcome her autoimmune disease in a single session, and that's where my fire and my passion is. Because if I could do that without really knowing what I was doing, I thought, what else can I do? So I got really curious around it, and it turns out you can actually do a lot with your subconscious mind, amazingly. So, would you like to introduce yourself, Janine?
Oh, Rachel, that was so powerful. I love listening to you and
Thank you.
also the results you get. Well, I'm a personal leadership coach and a psychic healer. And what I do is I tap into people's bodies, energy, and lives, and I help them understand what their vision is, how to achieve it, what resilience is, effective communication and comprehension is, and what their life is saying. I also deal with those gnarly little issues like mirroring and projecting, and what the balance of divine masculine and feminine energy do. Primarily, I help you understand what the karmic relationship is in your life and what to do about it, where you can choose destiny and your dreams rather than fate. Because guess what, people? Karma can come down through family, both from this life and from other lives. And you could even have sent it back from a concurrent life as well. And when we can get to understand that the story we're telling ourselves is creating or destroying, I'd rather say constricting, it just feels so much better. And we get to clear this. It makes such an incredible difference. And just as Rachel was saying, when you have this awareness, you can do something about it. And through this, especially through changing our story, we are able to respond rather than react in life. And we are able to move forward in a way that feeds a much higher consciousness rather than a low vibrational one. And I really enjoyed my session with Rachel. Rachel, how did it come about? I know we were just chatting the one day, and then I said, oh, I would like help with visibility.
Yeah, I think you were talking about your website or something, and I just
That's
said,
right.
I said something, and you said, "Oh, I've always had an issue with visibility," or something along those lines. I was like, "Well, why haven't we worked together, and why don't we sort it?" And I think it was just that kind of conversation. It just sort of flowed in. It wasn't pre-planned, was it at all?
Just
And
happened.
you're absolutely right about changing your story because sometimes or very often you don't actually know what story it is you're telling yourself because it's deep in your subconscious.
Mhm,
And it's just things like I'm not enough is a story, it's a
mhm.
belief, and a belief is something that you just keep telling yourself. That's all. It doesn't have to be true. It's just something that you keep repeating in your subconscious.
Yep.
Doesn't have to be a conscious thought. So I'm not enough, and then you fall short of all your dreams because your subconscious believes you don't deserve all the good stuff. So releasing that, where did that come from? Maybe it was a teacher, maybe it was your parent, maybe it was a sibling, maybe it was a friend, or maybe it was a lot of things. And
Mhm.
releasing all that, I mean, that's sort of really narrowing it down, simplifying it all. But that is basically the core belief. And the lack of not feeling enough is a lack of self-love, and self-love is the core of all disease and addiction and all the other stuff. All the symptoms in your body are that, the lack of self-love. It's not running a bath with rose petals. It's about the feeling that you have for yourself. You know, self-care is good, but it's more about the feeling, that feeling like a sparkly diamond of potential, rather than the less than and lack. That is the core, and that is what self-love really means.
Very much so. Many people misunderstand self-love. They think having a bubble bath with bubbly is self-love, when actually sometimes that can be avoidance rather than going in. And absolutely the story, and something that I've seen and we've both experienced, and that's where the visibility issue for me came up, especially both my website people. I've had fun and games there, and the purse strings have been opened and not opened, and opened and not opened, and I chose to change that story, is that we very often follow our family's imprints in our subconscious. And I know, Rachel, I understand with your daughter, because I saw it with mine as well, how when we shift that story, so much shifts. And when I worked with Rachel, we worked with relationships, because we all have a relationship with our business, and our relationships will often reflect our relationship with our business. And I know I have seen that in my business. How did you experience that when we did how did you experience, first of all, doing the session with me, and then I'll share my experience, and we can chat about your experience.
Okay, well, mine was about relationships. It was a relationship with my partner, and it was actually reflecting my relationship with myself fundamentally, because how you do one thing is how you do it all. So it has to be about your business, about yourself, about everything. And so mine was, I wasn't giving myself time to be me. And I got this belief that if I'm not a full-time mum, or if I'm not a therapist, who am I? So I was wearing that label pretty much all the time, but thinking that, you know, the real me wasn't worthy of anything else. Isn't it weird? And so by releasing that, oh my goodness, has things changed. I can't believe it. I can't, honestly. It's just my partner was saying he was too busy to do it, and all this sort of thing. Now we've had a real deep conversation. He knows that my love language is time, rather than just money or whatever. That really doesn't interest me. It's about somebody spending time with me. And guess what? He is now. We went clubbing at the weekend. I mean, I haven't done that since I was in my 20s, but it was amazing. We actually, it felt like I actually had a proper weekend with him, and it was just really, like, we really connected. And because I love music, I love dancing. I haven't done that for such a long time, because it's all the other things, the plate spinning that life has. And we're actually going to go on holiday again together. So, and because the last holiday we had was less than perfect. So we're just going to go somewhere in this country, just a few days with the children and with his children. And, you know, be more present. Isn't that just the best thing? That's the gift, the presence. That's why it's called the present, isn't it? Yes. So because there is no such thing as past or future, it's only the now. So and this is where we are so powerful manifestors. If that's, you know, we can create anything we want in this now moment. So it's our gift, and that's why it's the present. So that's it's been absolutely life-changing. Thank you so much for facilitating that. And it only took you, it wasn't countless sessions, it was just one, wasn't it? So
and it started with one word. Would you like to share what the word was that started the whole scenario?
No, I don't remember. You'll have to tell me.
Truth.
Oh, truth. Oh yes, truth. Oh my goodness, is that the word? Everything unraveled. And it seemed like it was all falling apart, but actually it was just recreating. It was like you can imagine like a pyramid or something just coming to bits, like Lego, like the Lego construction just fell to bits, and then it got recreated, but it's got recreated into something absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, it's just incredible. Yes, that's the word truth. Be careful when you say it.
Be very careful with the word truth.
Yes.
I thank you so much for giving me the gift of allowing me to contribute to your life, Rachel, because it was just amazing to watch. And it came about because Rachel helped me to be visible to myself, not as what I am, as who I am, and that I can be who I am because I understand who other people are. And that was the gift of visibility that Rachel gave me. And it has helped my partner, Roland, and myself as well, because as I allowed myself to be visible, my partner is also able to see me at a deeper level, never mind my clients. And like Rachel says, she did it like this in one session. It was so powerful. And I absolutely adore the meditation you gave me with to help affirm it and to settle it in. Because people, things, and this, Rachel and I have discussed this several times. Yes, we can get this shift. It's to maintain that shift, maintain an expansive story. And Rachel, I loved the way you just so subtly led me along the path of understanding that the visibility is not necessarily being visible to others. It's being visible to myself and being visible to the relationship and the self-love within myself, the value within myself. And it was so interesting because today I sat with a client who said, yeah, but that's selfish. And I went, exactly, because when we can be able to see the self within us and be in inverted commas selfish, we help others to move forward. We create space with them. And I feel, Rachel, that's what you did when in our session, you created space for my inner self to be able to come forward. And that was extremely powerful.
It's beautiful. That's why I love this work, because it's like being in the quantum playground, being able to be curious about it. Where did it all begin? And then releasing it all. You're right. And so really we kind of had the same sort of issues. I wasn't being visible to myself either, hiding behind that label of being a mum or being a therapist or whatever you want to call me, and not being visible for myself and not being present. It's like a hiding part of me, and now I'm not. And it's just like, wow, it's only a couple of weeks ago that happened, and it's already so expansive. It's just really gorgeous, really is. It's amazing.
And
Thank
people,
you.
we were mentioning, you are so welcome. We were mentioning mirroring. And can you see how Rachel's challenge with relationship with herself was being mirrored to me? And that we always have a hook for something to either be projected to us or mirrored to us. And Rachel and I working together, we were actually mirroring and projecting. Yes. And as we've shifted, I feel it has actually deepened our friendship.
Yes,
it's deepened beautiful. Our understanding in our work, and it's made a huge difference as well. What is your takeaway on it?
I completely agree. It's just, I think it's allowed me to be more present with myself. Like, this morning I took my foot off the accelerator. I was able to do stuff that I wanted to do rather than feeling busy all the time, because that was my thing. And being busy is good, but it can be counterproductive. You've got to be, you've got to be yourself as well. So I was allowing myself to do that. And so much has shifted. I'd like to share this as well. I haven't told you this yet, but I'm actually on the TV tomorrow.
Oh, awesome.
In Nottinghamshire. So I've actually got to go and catch a train and be on live. Well, I don't know if it's live TV, but it's in a live studio. I'm not sure when it's going to get broadcasted. But isn't that amazing? They want to talk about my podcast.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Great.
That is so awesome. And not only that, as you've shifted your relationship, you had some other wins as well. Are you able to share that with your awards, the magazines, the various things that have come?
I've got the recent one is that I've been a publication has got hold of the fact I'm doing a podcast now. I'm an award-winning therapist and wellness transformational therapist. I've won the Lux Health and Beauty Award, Wellness Therapist of the Year 2023. and the winner of Central England Wellness Transformational Coach of the Year. So
Beautiful.
that is amazing. And co-author of three books as well, and I'm writing my own. So yeah, there's lots of stuff happened, and it's all because, like, when you shift your subconscious beliefs, the outer world has to change. So it's transformation and manifestation in one, which is awesome, isn't it?
And that leads to us thriving. And for those on the podcast, behind Rachel, she has a sign saying transform and thrive. And that came forward very much when we were doing our session for her relationship, because in their own way, they switch words. They help us switch from a lower vibration to a higher vibration.
Yeah.
And that is what is so incredibly powerful. I must say, I did enjoy the books I co-authored as well. It's so much fun working and collaborating with people. It really is.
Yes.
Rachel, where do we feel we're going in the future? Where are we connecting with our future selves? For myself, I like to connect like in a year's time and see where a year's time me is. How do you feel about that?
Now you share yours. Where do you see yourself in a year?
Well, in a year, I love the fact that I will be a much more recognized speaker. I will have definitely grown my courses. I will have grown my one-on-one practice, because I enjoy working one-on-one. I get far more results. Yes, I'm like a lighthouse, and I draw people to the safety of harbor, and then I get to work with them one-on-one, even though the harbor can have several boats in it, many boats in it. And in a year's time, I just feel that my confidence is much bigger, that my influence is helping others to shift their energy at a deeper level, and definitely my speaking will have expanded. And since we work together, this is so much fun. My Facebook group has grown, my Instagram has grown. So much is growing that shows my visibility has improved and my relationship has improved. Awesome. So now I'd love to hear yours.
Well, as you say, your tagline is, how does it get better than this? So yes. There you are. That's just incredible, isn't it? For me, I am launching a holistic health acceleration with Laura Shapiro. She's all about herbal medicine, using food as herbal medicine, and that's how she cured her incurable disease that she was told was incurable, and she used food to do that. And so we're collaborating together with that, and the mindset work that she does as well. So we're both on that page the same. And then I'll be doing work with people's subconscious minds in group work as well. So that's going to be really incredible. And I am starting to train people in my technique, which is going to be absolutely amazing. So my college doors, my virtual college doors, are going to be open very shortly. And that excites me and scares me at the same time, because it's so much growth, isn't it? It's just like, all those mind monkey stories. Who do you think you are? Do you think, blah, blah, blah. But it needs doing, because this stuff is powerful, and I can only help people to a certain level. Like, I can't, if I had no sleep, there's only a certain amount of hours that I could work with people. Yes. So it's about helping other people to help other people, like a team, like an army, if you like, going out to help other people help themselves. And we'll be talking about how the body tells the story, because it's all emotional pain lying behind the presenting symptoms. So I should be teaching people what the body is telling you, and also how to work with the subconscious mind and able to release stuff without those countless sessions, and very, very powerful stuff. So I'm really excited about those. And then when I've done those two, I can then focus on my book, which is decoding the body. Decoding the body's messages, so that, because we can heal ourselves. And so I've already started writing it. I've done the first draft. It's all about how the body speaks to us, what it's telling us, and then just stories as well about clients' experiences, my experiences, and how it's just possible without those countless sessions. We've been told, put a label on it, get a name for it. That's what we were doing. And then we got the name for the illness, for the disease. And then we were spending 14 years trying to
get rid of it.
Get rid of it, when actually all it did was mask it. So
Yes.
yeah, and the technique is quantum soul technique that I teach. So it's going to be absolutely amazing.
It is absolutely amazing. Not going to be.
It is
already
absolutely. It is. The method is absolutely
amazing.
amazing. Yes, sorry,
I
because
agree.
we are those diamonds of potential,
Yes.
and yet we don't feel that. So,
Mm.
and you know, that sparkly diamond is who we really are. That's our soul potential, and yet we've covered it with all the other stories that are limiting.
Yes.
So release that, and then you can be you. It's great.
It actually is very, very powerful. I love that. Yes. And I love my Thinking by Design program, because what you are working with is very much helping people shift their thinking, shift their story, and to move forward. And that is so incredibly powerful and potent. I love the work we do because it does give results. So many times people have said to me, "You've helped me in 4 weeks when I've been in therapy for 40 years. And I go, yes, because you were in therapy, you were looking at the symptoms rather than at the cause.
Absolutely.
And what we both do is sort out the cause. Let's sort. I know sometimes there's layers. I understand that. And it's that awareness and that consciousness. And I really feel that's what you bring forward. Actually, when you were speaking, you were talking about all the wonderful people you're going to be training. I heard it's like sending out beams of light. You help
Oh,
go
love
out
it.
as beams of light. So that, just like the sun is central, but it sends out the beams of light. That's what your soul, quantum soul course is about, sending out beams of light. So it's just very, very powerful.
It is. Yes, you're right. And yes, it can take more than a couple of sessions, but it doesn't take 40 years, does it? And that's the thing. You know, and that was one of the conversations I had recently with a lady. She was like, but you can't, what about managing it? I'm like, you don't need to manage it, you can release it. Why don't we do that? You know? So, and she's like, can you? I said, yes, absolutely, because like you said, there's a root cause to it. Where did it begin? And you might not know consciously. That's okay, because your subconscious mind absolutely knows. And that's the beautiful thing. I don't need to second guess anything, neither do you. It's the subconscious mind will take you where you need to go and release what you need to, because it's ready to. That's why you feel called to working with either Janine or me, because you know that you're ready, and that's it. So it's just amazing though, isn't it?
I would just like to make a disclaimer. We are in no way, with therapists everybody has their purpose. Therapists,
oh, absolutely,
the
yes, that needs
medical
saying.
system, everything has a purpose, and every time there's a place and a space.
Yes, and absolutely.
I don't wish therapists now to get on our back. Although having said that, I know both of us have got results where a therapist has supported the results.
Absolutely, yes.
And they've been ready to now say, I'm done with that, let me move forward.
Yes.
So I do firmly believe.
Absolutely.
And a space and a place.
Yeah, absolutely. And the health profession's got its place as well.
Yes.
We've all got the place that we need to be. So just, whoever you feel called to work with. But healing at the root is incredible. It is important, yes.
Yeah. Well, I loved how you went you took me straight to the root of where my challenge was. And what's interesting is I have been to that root before, just not in the way you took me there. And it was that shining the light on a different perspective that really sorted it out. So I really do appreciate you. I also appreciate all the people that are joining my group and following me on social media. That's actually quite a plus.
It is. It's great to have people there listening and helping them. Yes, that's right. Absolutely. My Facebook group has grown incredibly this year, and I'm really grateful for that. I changed its name, and it's just wonderful.
I was going to say, what did you change? Because that made a significant difference.
It's doubled.
Did you change it from?
I changed it from overcoming anxiety, depression, and chronic conditions to decoding the body to transform and thrive.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It is. And I don't know why I didn't do it years ago, to be honest. It started to be Transform Together was the first name.
You weren't ready. And that's something I've come to really understand is we build our capacity. as we go along. So we do it this way. We see how I dislike that. What's the opposite? How do I rather create a desire than a dislike? And when we know what we dislike, we can work on what we do like.
Absolutely. Yes, that's absolutely
the capacity of it. Yeah.
Yes, it's all just growth, isn't it? It's all a lesson learned, and then you can move on from it. You don't have to keep repeating the same pattern, though.
Absolutely. Please say that again for people.
You don't have to keep repeating the same pattern. There's no such thing as failure. It's a lesson. Yes. But you don't have to keep repeating the same lessons. Let's release it in the subconscious, and then you can transform and thrive, and believe in yourself like never before. And that is the key to it. It's the self-belief that is the key, the self-worth, self-trust, the self-love, the self-confidence, the self-love, all comes from that. And that is the key to a very successful life.
Absolutely. And that's what personal leadership is about. And it's just so powerful. Rachel, how shall we wrap this up? What would you like to share?
I'd just like to say that if anybody's on Facebook, then come and join my group, Decoding the Body's Messages to Transform and Thrive. And or my email address is Rachel, RACHEL, @wellnesswithrachel.co.uk. So it'd be great to hear from you and hear what you think about our little chat today. It's been great.
Absolutely. And while you're over at Facebook, come and find Conscious Entrepreneurs Creating Awareness for Success, and allow yourself to be yourself. And at the same time, you can always pop over to JanineKathleen.com, and that's Kathleen with a K. And you can email me what you feel and any questions you have. And come and find us on Rachel's podcast, which is called
Transform and Thrive with Rachel Farnsworth.
And here, Mindset Alchemy with Janine Kathleen. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. And Rachel, again, thank you for all our wonderful conversations we have each month.
Thank you, Janine. It's an absolute pleasure knowing you. And I look forward to many more conversations that we have as well every month. It's just fabulous helping each other.
Bye-bye, everyone. Have a glorious day. Bye.
Bye.